We're just about ready to get underway. Joining me on the mic, I am Layla Smackdown. Who are you, sir?
And I am Napoleon Dollarmite. And this is going to be a big tilt for first and second. I think we might be ready.
I think we're getting ready. I'm ready. If you're ready, if they're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, are you all ready? All right then.
Then let's get it on. Let's bring out your Undead Avengers. And 1701, Wesley Crusher. Number 23, Mischievous. 31, Murder. Number 33, your captain, Bad Advice. It's 369, Hex. Oh my God, with the worm. Oh yeah. Number 394, Snoop Fright. Number 447, the Trouble Clef. Number 72, Scooby Smacks. 777, Rosemary's Baby. Number 85, Chris Cross. Number 905, Smother Teresa. Oh, bless me. And number 999, Holy Screw Ya. Put your hands together for your Undead Avengers.
Well, they are not afraid to push up their sleeves and yell, "We can do it! It's the Little Red Riveters!" Number 7, Captain Filipino. Number 101, Juella DeVille. Number 1232, Shockwave. Number 1738, Jazzy Jawbreaker. Number 2, Eeny Meeny. Number 21, Beast a la Mode. Number 26, Mace of Grace. Number 418, Bandit Glam Magic. Number 808, Cannon Ballistic. Boom! 853, Misdemeanor. Number 89, a Big Mac. And number 9, Catnip. Make some noise for the Little Red Riveters. Oh my goodness, I didn't think I could get more excited, and it just happened.
It is. I am vibrating up here with excitement because we have a big time bout about to unfold. Hitting the line for your Undead Avengers, it's number 33, Bad Advice.
She's going to be facing off against none other than Juella DeVille, wearing the star for the Riveters.
I like that they're going a little old school here, Layla Smackdown. They're starting at the Tonkin Jammer line. Both teams up a little bit, and they're going to be able to get ahead of steam.
Taking us way back to the years of 2009, it is Juella DeVille out as lead jammer for the Riveters.
Oh, some quick feet there by Bad Advice. Steps out, going to have to reset, taken way back by Big Mac.
Juella DeVille really working her way around that track super fast, but now being brought to a near dead standstill by those fearsome Undead blockers.
Well, and the Bad Advice found the inside line, just not enough before.
OHSU Sports Medicine immediate care for RCR athletes through our sports medicine hotline, 503-494-4000.
Wearing the star for the Riveters is none other than number 418, Bandit Glam Magic.
And it's 999 there. Holly Screwy on the line for your Undead Avengers.
And they're off right out of the gate. Holly Screwy looking for an answer up that inside line. Captain Pano saying, mm-mm-mm.
Oh, there we go. Bandit Glam Magic still looking for room. And it is Holly Screwy out onto the lead. Jam.
But Bandit Glam Magic is hot on her heels, breathing down her neck, making her feel real nervous. Bandit Glam Magic overtaking Holly Screwy and forcing that call off.
A real fast pack there in that last jam. No points scored. And it looks like Bad Advice hitting the line for your Undead Avengers.
Going up against Juella DeVille, it is going to be a little repeat of the first jam as we see these seasoned jammers working their way into the rotation.
And they're locking it up.
Bad Advice trying to work her way around the outside, and it is a success, stepping over an opponent for lead jammer.
Juella DeVille still looking for some daylight through right past Rosemary's Baby onto her scoring pass.
Bad Advice, really quick hip juke around that skin wall of red. Only two blockers trying to catch her, unable to match that speed.
I'm loving that there. Eeny Meeny trying to pick her way through, breaking up the wall for Juella DeVille. Giving her some offense, 4 points there.
Bad Advice skimming around that inside line to pick up 4 points. Concerned about getting a track cut, decides to call off the jam.
And coming to the line, number 999, Holly Screwy, and 418, Bandit Glam Magic.
It's still a little early to judge, but we do have just a two-jammer rotation, and it is Holly Screwy working her way that outside for lead jammer.
Such quick feet by Holly Screwy, but Bandit Glam Magic not to be outdone, flying across the track.
Pivot Murder commandeering, Pivot Mischievous commandeering her blockers.
And at the end of that jam, Big Mac picking up a penalty, headed to the penalty box. That's going to give the Undead Avengers a 2.
It's a tie score moving into this jam number 5 with Murder wearing the star for the Undead Avengers.
Facing off against Juella DeVille, both just real seasoned jammers. They know what they're looking for. The Undead Avengers, a one blocker advantage. You're able to lock up Juella DeVille at the top in a nice triangle. It's Murder through. Oh no, a back block.
And that's going to mean Juella DeVille is lead jammer for the Riveters, going unopposed for the next 30 seconds.
Here we go, the Undead Avengers looking to lock up Juella DeVille at the top of the track. Nice block by Rosemary's Baby. Juella DeVille slips through a grand slam.
And Juella DeVille is back around on an attempt at the next scoring pass. Blockers letting her go it alone. Oh my goodness, Rosemary Baby doing a great job of trying to force that jam out, but you really got to see those hits all the way through to the end of the line. When you've got such great fast footwork jammers like Juella DeVille, they can really just do it on one wheel.
Murders re-engaged the pack and now is through. Juella DeVille, another 4-point pass. The Undead Avengers, a tough wall. Look at that, a nice apex jump by Murder.
That was so subtle, 4 points, making it look real easy for long-legged phenom Murder out there. Trying it again, but Filipino doing a great job of closing that inside line. It is leading to a low block penalty being called against Murder.
And there we go. Joella DeVille skating so smoothly with such authority, just slaloming in and out, looking for her spots. Rosemary's Baby tried to put a block on, no can do. Another 5-point pass for the Riveters and Joella DeVille. And there we go. That jam went the full 2 minutes. Woo!
That was a really big jam being put up by the Riveters. 23 points being scored by Joella DeVille in that last jam. Do we have any fans of the Little Red Riveters out there?
And how about the Undead Avengers? There we go. Let's hear it now. So, Bandit, Glam Magic, your only jammer on the track, starting this jam in a power jam.
We do have all blockers returning to gameplay at the moment. Bandit going it alone and working her way out as lead jammer for the Riveters.
Undead Avengers setting up at the top of the pack there in turn number 2. The Riveters giving Bandit some space and nice breakthrough. 5-point grand slam.
Riveter blockers ready and waiting to receive Murder. Murder almost getting the better of them, but a last-minute hit forced that, and already Bandit is out on the inside line for another 4 points.
And it is bad advice. Your pivot, picking up the star, getting it past for Murder. She is going to start.
Really strategic hip swivels by Bandit on that final pass, juking her way around and picking up the 4 points.
Hey, we'd like to do a huge shout out to Big Mac's fan club. We know they're here. Who doesn't love a Big Mac? And Meanies Maniacs.
All right, down on the line, it is Holly Screw-Ya and Joella DeVille just squaring off. Oh, look at that quick feet by Holly Screw-Ya. She's out on your lead jam.
Tiptoeing through the tulips, Holly Screw-Ya, lead jammer. Joella DeVille opting right down the middle for those last line of defense. And it was a back block that's going to land Holly Screw-Ya in the penalty box.
Unfortunate. She was looking for that inside line, and now it's Joella DeVille. So experienced, looking to break free. But a nice triangle there set at the top. Rosemary's Baby on that point. That's going to be tough.
Red Riveter blockers doing a great job of communicating to each other, doing their best to manipulate the pack to their advantage. And great perseverance by Joella DeVille, forging through for another 5 points.
There we go. Another breakthrough, 5 points, another grand slam point. Joella DeVille has just has such command on the track. She knows just what she's wanting to do.
We're watching these blockers disintegrate to the penalty box. It looks like Holly Screw-Ya getting called out on a back block. More opportunity for Joella DeVille to just drive this score up. It is no great shock that the Red Riveters came into this game undefeated, really asserting their dominance in the first
look at
part
that
of this
cannon
game.
ballistic, looking to give some offense to Joella DeVille. It's just Hex and Trouble Clef there on the track. Now Rosemary's Baby back, having to stop and start again, and a track cut called.
That's some fantastic blocking happening out there by Rosemary's Baby. Again, I think that is the landlord of the inside line for this game.
Hey, we want to drop a huge shout out on to Cascade Heights Public Charter School. Thanks for coming out today. Let's hear from you.
That's right, Cascade Heights Charter School.
Ton of them over there. Thanks for coming. We hope you guys are having a good time.
That last jam was a 22-point jam by Joella DeVille.
22-point jam punched a giant hole in this game. You know what else has giant holes in them? Voodoo Donuts, proud sponsors of the Wheels of Justice.
Yes. Delicious donuts.
Truly the breakfast of champions here in the Rose City. All right, we do have a unique situation as both jammers are in the penalty box. We're not going to sit and stare at them for 30 seconds. Don't worry about that.
It's Joella DeVille out of the penalty box first. Oh, bit. Who was that? Number 9. Catnip just opening up a big hole to the inside. It is Joella DeVille onto the lead jam.
Just in time, Holly Scria slams into the back of the pack just as Joella makes it out on a grand slam scoring pass.
And here we go. It's Big Mac locking up with Holly Screwy. Now she's going to get some help from Mace of Grace. They escort her out. She's going to have to get dragged back, reset.
Ooh, that is going to be a low block that sees Miss Shivia serve 30 seconds in the penalty box.
So here we go. Holly Screwy having to reset again, taken way back.
Great offense coming in from Bad Advice.
And in the meantime, Joella DeVille serves her penalty, comes back on the track. I don't know that anyone saw her, but she picks up another 5 points.
Like a little red comet out there.
And there we go. Bad Advice really locking her up.
Beautiful pick set by Catnip. Very subtle offense that Joella really ran with, picking up 4 points.
Taking it another 18-point jam for Joella DeVille, and the Little Red Riveters extending their lead.
73 points out of the 86 thus far have been put up by Joella DeVille.
Just amazing. On the line for the Riveters is Filipino, and she's squaring off against Rosemary's Baby. And it is Rosemary's Baby with authority through to the lead jam.
Rosemary's Baby, a really versatile skater out there. She blocks, she jams, she does it all. Filipino hot on her heels too. Oh my goodness, did I mention she also jumps the apex? Because she do.
I don't know, I think the East German judge has given her 10 points on that for sticking the landing.
Joe's Burgers, 4 locations, awesome burgers, and the official feeder of RCR's volunteers. Hey, we've got an official review.
All right, I've got an answer. No call will stand. No high block.
Thank you so much, Paul. Nice job. Want to remind you, Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and proud partner of RCR since 2009. That's Black Cat Plumbing. The secret is out of the bag.
Wow.
All right, I got my exercise for the afternoon. It's 26, Mace of Grace, squaring off against number 33, Bad Advise.
Both teams of blockers bracing and ready to receive these 22 caliber bullets of jammers. Small, fast, furious. They can do plenty of damage. Bad Advice is named lead jammer, but not before being forced all the way to the back of the pack.
And it's one to beat. And look at that. It is Mace of Grace just flying by to the outside.
Mace of Grace overtaking Bad Advice despite Bad Advice's phenomenal moonwalk out of that pack, really forcing that call off.
And here we go. This is going to be a jam of titans. 101, Joella DeVille, and 777, Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby communicating to her blockers exactly where they need to be to get this jam underway. Joella DeVille
Joella
clearing
DeVille.
a lane on that outside unscathed lead jammer Riveters.
And now the Red Riveters have a power jam as Rosemary's Baby with a back block headed to the penalty box.
Joella charging right down the middle. breaking apart that wall, sending the opposing blockers to the box. It was Murder called out for a high block penalty.
And now it's Trouble Clef and Smother Teresa. They were on the track there on their own. They're getting some reinforcements now, but it is Juella DeVille skating with such smooth authority of 5 more points.
Juella DeVille is just such a calm, laid-back style that I think people tend to underestimate just how fast she is, turning this oval into a circle, picking up all the points along the way.
And she's going to call that off for another 19 points.
Radio Cab, the other way to roll. Call Radio Cab today.
And we've got both teams at full strength. Penalty box is empty. Number 7, Filipino. And it's number 999, Holly Scruya, going to build up a head of steam here as they engage the pack.
I love a 5-on-5. It's never too late to start from scratch. Pano skipping around the outside, retaking the lead for the Riveters. Woo! Holly Scruya breathing down her neck. Braids are flying. Colors are whipping around. Oh, my goodness.
Whoa. That was just an immovable green monster of a wall, bringing that jam to a stop. 3 points there for Holly Scruya and the Undead Avengers. 1 for Filipino.
Starlight Knitting Society, your neighborhood knit shop. Join the Starlight community every Wednesday night. Starlight Knitting Society.
And here we go. Wow, look at that. It's bad advice right to the inside. You got to protect that inside line because she found it and it is on the lead jam.
And it only took 4 seconds for her to find that clear path. Meanwhile, Juella DeVille is still trapped, finally gets out. Not before bad advice. Works her way around super fast. Picks up all 4 points in that pass.
Boy, she got low and to the outside, just right through the pack. Amazing.
Nightlife Lounge, RCR's, home of Rose City Rollers, and the only place in town to purchase your Derby gear. I keep reading the wrong thing. RCR's favorite Clinton Street Bar, the only place where you can get RCR tickets in town.
We've got a little bit of a scrum start off the line with both blocker walls braced and ready to receive. Rosemary's Baby trying to find a clear lane up that inside, but Mac puts the smackdown on that, and it is Mace of Grace out as lead jammer.
Rosemary's Baby reset, and she's going to go up against Big Mac. Big Mac finally has to let her go.
Four points being put up on that last jam by Mace of Grace.
And here we go. It is Bandit, number 418, hitting the line, and number 999, Holly Scruya. Looks like the Undead Avengers are up 1 blocker as Catnip is spending a little time in the penalty box.
Both off the line. Holly Scruya faking in and then taking it again. Lead jammer Holly Scruya.
And Bandit had the same idea. She pirouettes through the pack and is ready to start her scoring pass. Oh! Holly Scruya looking to jump the apex, just not quite there. In the meantime, Bandit's skating through. Only 1 before that call off. Holly Scruya 4 points.
Holly Scruya has been named lead jammer 66% of the time she's taken the track so far this evening.
Man, that is some big math, Layla Smackdown. I'm glad you are in control of that.
Brains and beauty, just like my mother's always said.
And here we go. It is Juella DeVille and Bad Advice. And it is Bad Advice just powering through onto the lead jam.
Yet again, 3 seconds flat for Bad Advice to not only make it out, but get that lead jammer status.
Juella DeVille, quick feet trying to move the pack forward, does. She is through and ready to start her scoring pass. Big Mac tried to lock up Bad Advice. Does enough, just enough for her to have to call that jam off. after only 4 points.
Slowly but surely, though, 4 points. Get them where you can. Protect your points. Protect your blockers on the track. That's how you whittle away at the lead.
And here we've got number 31, Murder for the Undead Avengers. And Bandit, 418 for the Riveters. Equal numbers. Looking to the inside, and it is Bandit. Oh, just staying right on her skates, staying right inside onto the lead jam.
All alone, and Murder finally worked her way around that inside despite a fearsome wall of red.
Looks like the Undead Avengers are going to try and set up shop at the top of the pack.
That was a big hit that Bandit would have needed to recover from. Picking up 2 points, very, very smartly calling off the jam.
Boy, this is just a heavyweight match. Bad Advice squaring off with Juella DeVille.
5-on-5 again. It looks like both teams have really tightened up. Something you don't necessarily see as we leave the first half, but I love seeing that today, and Juella DeVille is out as lead jammer.
Bad Advice got escorted out, dragged out. She's going to have to restart, and does at the back of the pack, but it is Juella DeVille on the lead jam. Oh, look at that. Big Mac really putting the lockdown on Bad Advice, and is Juella DeVille through for 5 points.
Bad Advice tossed back and forth between Shockwave and Big Mac. They're a real good duo to tango.
Here we go. There at the back of the pack. Oh, look at that. Such control. It is Juella DeVille right on through another grand slam.
Just a quick little bunny hop around that last line of defense, picking up that grand slam. Well done.
And there you go. Inside line. She saw it. 4 more points.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's a certain trend by the Riveters with Bandit and Juella really just doing a great job of taking turns wearing that star. The endurance that they display out there is really phenomenal. It's going to be really interesting to see if that's sustainable as we enter into the second half of gameplay.
Well, I couldn't do it. I don't know where they're getting their energy from.
Youth.
Right.
One word comes to mind.
One word does come to mind. It is youth.
The cold, cruel world has yet to steal their endurance from them.
It sounds like you're speaking from a little experience.
I'm not bitter.
Well, hey, while we've got this time out, don't forget to get your raffle tickets. $5 a piece. This is a special raffle for Blazer tickets. Amazing spot on the floor. Rip City is back. You want to get plenty of tickets. $5 a piece. 5 for $20. Stop at Kay's Bar just down beneath us, our right, your left, for some delicious snacks. The nachos in particular.
We can speak from experience on this matter.
I can speak from experience on that. Is why I have no endurance.
Youth and no nachos.
We're ready to go. Rosemary's Baby and Bandit locking up on the Tonkin Jammer line. And it's Bandit right to the inside. Woo! Right onto the lead jam. But Rosemary's Baby flying close behind.
Once again, 3 seconds flat for Bandit Glam Magic. We do have a blocker matchup pretty equal. Oh my goodness. Bandit Glam Magic just worked her way through so quickly, those blockers didn't even know what to do. I am completely surprised. It's Juella DeVille facing off against Holly Scruia.
I'm telling you, this is what I have to say, this is perfect. This is fan-oriented roller derby. two just seasoned jammers for their team, squaring off, showing all kinds of skill.
Holly Screw charging like a bull in a china shop through that middle line.
But it was Joella DeVille resetting faster and being able to break out onto the lead jam.
Unbelievable skipping and jumping over her opponents over that inside line to be hot on the heels of Joella DeVille. Great footwork by Holly Screw.
Oh, and it was nice offense there set by Filipino, allowing just a little hole for Joella DeVille to pull through. Another 3-point pickup.
Hands in the air for Franz. Franz Bakery has been proudly baking in Portland since 1906. Check them out at the great big rotating loaf. I love that place.
And it is Bad Advice squaring off against Bandit. Looks like the Undead Avengers have a blocker advantage. As
Bad Advice out as lead jammer.
Close.
6 seconds, but Bandit is hot on the heels.
Riveters setting up shop there at the top of the pack. Bad Advice comes in quick. 4 points, calls that off.
That was a real quick movement done by Bad Advice and an even quicker reaction by the jam ref. That was beautiful timing by everyone participating.
Ladies and gentlemen, take a moment to look at the giant purple cage in the corner of the hangar. That's our Rent and Roll, the world's largest derby gear lending library, always free for youth and affordable for adult derby players.
All right, we're ready to go. And it is Rosemary's Baby starting off, giving us a wave. We'll wave on back. Rosemary's Baby starting a power jam. Oh, and smother Teresa. Oh, just smothering the Riveters there on the end to push inside. And it is Rosemary's Baby onto your lead jam.
Beautiful offense off the line coming from 394 Snow Frights, setting a great slightly moving pick, and Rosemary's Baby knew exactly which direction to move around her blocker.
And here we go, Rosemary's Baby. It's going to be Big Mac and Filipino trying to stop her. No can do. 5-point grand slam.
Cannon ballistic, dropping the goat to her knees. Meanwhile, Bandit is out of the penalty box.
And here we go, Rosemary's Baby steps through, calls off that jam. Calling that off before Bandit could build up a head of steam and start putting some points on the board. That was 9 points there for the Undead Avengers.
We do have a bit of a momentum shift. The last 3 jams, the Riveters have been held to the same score, while the last 4 jams have seen the Undead Avenger take back lead jammer status and creep away at that lead. Holly Screw following suit, picking up lead jammer for the Undead.
In the meantime, Joella DeVille getting really locked down there at the back of the pack, finally breaks through.
Holly Screw's control over her foot speed is really unbelievable. She whips around that track so quickly, but manages to get control of her speed without possibly having to worry about hitting a back block.
It looks like we're gonna.
And this official timeout looks like it's going to be a taco timeout, sponsored by none other than our favorite local taqueria, Porque No.
Porque yes.
Most certainly 2 convenient locations, one on Hawthorne, one on Mississippi. You can find me there sipping margaritas and eating nachos and not worrying about my endurance.
Proud
Thank you, Porque
sponsors.
No.
Proud sponsors of My Tummy.
What you got for us?
Green is looking for a track cut on the red jammer.
All right. We'll see what they say.
We'll see what they say. In the meantime, I'm going to be thinking about nachos at Porque No.
Sounds good. What's up?
No call will stand.
And I'm sure that's music to Bandit's ears, wearing the star for the Little Red Riveters. Facing off once again against Bad Advice. And they're off with some huge offense coming right off the line from Cannon Ballistic. However, it is Bad Advice out for lead jammer.
And there we go. Bandit finally able to break through to the inside. Pack moving really fast.
Undead blockers getting out of the way of Speed Demon Bad Advice. Forced to call up that jam after scoring 2 points. And just to let you know, that is 5 consecutive jams of the Undead Avengers having lead jammer status.
That's right.
Does anybody like the worm?
If there's a timeout, you got to break out the worm. And it is Hex that does it. That's got to be worth some points.
It should be. Style points at the least. Our T's are crossed, lowercase j's dotted. Let's get back to the action.
Let's do it. And it is Joella DeVille and Holly Scruia ready to take off from the Tonkin Jammer line.
Let's be real, when it's these two, they're ready to launch off the line. Joella opting for the outside while Holly opts for the in.
Oh, and
wow.
Look at that. Just one to beat. Joella DeVille finally through. And she is on your lead jam. And let's give her a power jam to boot as Holly Scruia spending a little time in the penalty box.
Undead blockers bracing to receive, but Joella's patient footwork allows her to pick up 5-point grand slam.
So here we go, the Undead Avengers. They're setting up at the top of the pack. You're going to put a nice circle block together and look into the inside. Oh, nicely done. Smother Teresa smothers her for a minute, but then it's another 5-point grand slam.
Riveter blockers communicating to brace and get ready for Holly Scruia, but the braids just wave them off, ain't no thing. And that last jam might have been just the shock back to life that the Riveters needed. 14 points put up by Joella DeVille. The first points put up in 6 jams by the Riveters. So definitely a great momentum shift for them.
Here we go. It is Filipino and Bad Advice squaring off. Nice head of steam. Oh, look at that. Cannon Ballistic. Great offense. Bringing Filipino right onto the lead jam.
Filipino out as lead jammer with Bad Advice having to go it alone and having a hard time getting out of turn 1.
And Rosemary's Baby putting the brakes on Filipino for just a moment, but another 5 points as she just bounces right off and keeps on going.
Great job by the blockers of Undead Avengers, managing to capture the jammer while at the same time clearing out a path up that inside line for their beloved jammer, Bad Advice.
There at the back of the pack, the Undead Avengers has set a tough wall, which Filipino came into, picked up a couple last points there, but then called it off.
And wearing the star for the first time this evening. Oh! Just kidding. Stay tuned to see what's going to happen in the second half.
Right, here we go. We are back for period number 2 of the home season championship. It's been set. I had a moment there, a shiny time moment, because the derby has been so good.
Racing to get back to the line, we have Juella DeVille wearing the star for the Red Riveters. Juella is responsible for 77% of the points that the Riveters are now carrying. Bad Advice responsible for 30% of the points that Undead Avengers are carrying. Both formidable opponents, clearly.
And here we go. It is Juella DeVille onto the lead jam, breaking through that monstrous green wall at the top.
Bad Advice working her way around the back of the pack of Red, going it alone against Big Mac and out on the initial pass.
And here we go. It's Juella DeVille now engaging the pack. Rosemary's Baby and Crisscross trying to put the brakes on.
And you can tell by the braids and the fierceness that that is none other than Holly Scurria wearing the star for the Undead Avengers. Facing off against Bandit. Bandit Glam Magic wearing the star for the Red Riveters, but it is Holly Scurria out as lead jammer.
But Bandit is not far behind. The Undead Avengers setting up a tough green wall at the top of the pack. Oh, that was a brutal red wall. Shockwave. Bringing that jam to a quick stop.
Oh, it looks like Holly Scurria did pick up a penalty in the dying moments of that last jam. So Juella DeVille will have the opportunity to start out in a power jam scenario.
Here we go. Catnip and Mace of Grace looking to give Juella DeVille some offense.
Just a little love push from behind was all Juella needed from a teammate's misdemeanor to earn that lead jammer.
And here we go. Engaging the pack. Catnip looking to peel off some blockers. But nicely done. The Undead Avengers are able to reset very quickly. They just keep coming at you like a pack of zombies. Led by Rosemary's Baby there at the top. But Juella DeVille finally able to get around. And it is another 5-point Grand Slam.
Undead Avenger blockers did some great damage control of really burning down about 30 seconds of that power jam. Holly Scurria already back and in a position to start scoring points. But Juella decides to not allow that to happen.
So 9 points there at the end of that jam. Juella DeVille. Looks like Rosemary's Baby picked up a penalty just in the waning moments. So she's going to sit down for a little bit.
Murder is the case that they gave us, wearing the star for the Undead Avengers and eking out for lead jammer.
In the meantime, Bandit trying to break through and does.
We've got the blockers in a real foot race trying to protect their points. Murder in a face-to-face collision is actually going to lead to a penalty.
Okay, so because even though this is a full contact sport, safety's important. We had some injury here. Both skaters are good, they're being attended to, but they are having people substitute their penalty because they were both involved in that last penalty at the end of that last jam.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. That is why we're going to see Bad Advice being subbed in for murder in the penalty box, but it is misdemeanor out for lead jammer. Was waiting to warm up for this moment, wearing the star for the Riveters. And misdemeanor is going it alone off a formidable wall of green undead. Brain eaters eating brains.
Wow, that is just, what is that about? What is it about immovable objects? That was an amazingly tough green wall. They're able to lock up misdemeanor and allow Bad Advice to skate on through.
A little bit of a O was the only chance misdemeanor would have had to get around and have the opportunity to call off that jam.
No, it's so the jam. I think.
Okay, good. And it's none other than Holly Scree wearing the star for the Undead Avengers.
Squaring off with Bandit. Look at that fast feet from Holly Scree. She's right onto your lead jam. Oh, and Bandit seeing the hole open, momentarily able to bust through, and she's ready to start her scoring pass.
Wow! Just a quick jump up on her toe stops allowed for Holly Scree to work her way around that outside, picking up 4 points for the Undead Avengers. Woohoo!
But here we go. Once again, Cruella DeVille, Bad Advice. Each wearing the star, each ready.
And it's a full lineup to get this jam underway. Juella trying her way around the outside. Bad Advice opting for in and getting lead jammer.
Oh, there we go. Cruella DeVille finally able to break through, getting some help from Catnip, clearing a hole, but Catnip's going to pick up a penalty there.
Bad Advice really has her speed work cut out for her as these blockers are speeding away in an attempt to protect their points. Pirouetting around that inside last signage of fence for 4 points.
There we go. Rosemary's Baby looking to put the brakes on. But Cruella DeVille, like you said, skates so smoothly and with such speed. 4-point pass.
Big Mac wrangling her fellow blockers, telling them exactly where they need to be to catch the likes of Bad Advice.
Oh, there we go. Cruella DeVille saw Big Mac putting the brakes on Bad Advice, able to skate by. Picks up another 4 points, but Bad Advice still coming. Another 4-point pass.
Good attempt by Catnip to throw a little bit of an O in, and that is all the O that Juella needed to work her way around for another 4 points.
Oh, that was a nice slalom move inside out by Bad Advice. It's just back and forth, back and forth.
Bad Advice, a very aware jammer, always checking in with the bench support, knowing when to run the clock a little bit, go for more points, or call it off. Coach Bellstar saying, yeah, let's go ahead and call that off and start again.
Each jammer jamming to a draw there. 12 points at the end for each on that jam.
Slender Packs ready to receive. Holly Scree coming in hard on that inside versus Bandit wearing the star for the Riveters.
And able to make her way around Trouble Clef. It is Bandit onto the lead jam.
Holly Scree getting called out on a track cut penalty in the process. This is a great opportunity for Bandit to even run away a little bit harder with that point spread.
Look at that cannon ballistic creating some offense for Bandit, giving her a place to go. It's another 5 points. Oh, look at that one skate. Keeping her feet under her 5-point grand slam.
Great job by the Riveter blockers. Even again, just the threat of offense causes the whole pack to sort of move, and that gives Bandit Glam Magic all the wiggle room she's going to need to creep on through for more points.
I liked that Filipino clearing a path for Bandit, and now Cannon Ballistic putting the lockdown on Holly Screwya. Oh no! It was a track inadvertently stepping out. Bandit headed to the penalty box for a track cut.
Well, now Holly Screwya is going to have a little fun going it alone, having the opportunity to score some points. It is a star pass, passing the star to Pivot. Snow Fright. Trying to get her feet back from under her.
And there we go, a nice triangle set there at the top of the pack. Filipino, but Big Mac, they finally have to let her go. That is Snow Fright. And here we go, Bandit served her penalty. She's ready to re-engage the pack and skates through.
Great job by Holly Screwya clearing out that inside line. Again, smart jammers can revert back to being real smart blockers. They see a few steps ahead, know just what jammers need.
Whoa, just flying through that pack was Bandit. A 23-point jam by the Riveters.
Rosemary's Baby commandeering her pack, letting them know just where they need to be for her imminent arrival.
Undead Avengers with a one-pack per blocker advantage.
Joella DeVille outside for lead jammer.
Joelle DeVille says, no big thing. I'm just going to skate right on through.
It seems to be a rule that suits her. Skip jump in that inside. 4 points. That was a very efficient jam. Bad advice. Where's the star for the Undead?
And Bandit on the line. The Undead Avengers, a 2-blocker advantage.
Bad advice just has to charge right down the middle of that 2-wall and is out for lead jammer.
And here we go, 23, making Bandit go way back. Just looking for some space.
Great job by Mischievous forcing that jammer out, and that is going to result in
That's a forearm.
It's a forearm penalty being called against Bandit Glam Magic. Bad advice going to have an opportunity to run up that score for the Undead Avengers. How about we start with a grand slam?
And here we go. So all of our Riveter blockers back on the track. They're going to try and kill this penalty.
Mischievous scrambling up the defense.
Four points called there for bad advice. And
bad advice crashing through that vortex of red just as Bandit Glam Magic hits the back of the pack.
And it is another track cut called on Bandit.
Bad advice being told by Coach Bellstar to call off that jam. This will allow the Undead Avengers to start this next jam in a power jam with full blocker lineup as well.
All right, looks like we've got a timeout called.
Sure, that's a good idea. We would love to take this opportunity to acknowledge some of the much beloved, hard-working skaters you've had the pleasure of watching today. We have a bunch of rosebuds that are going to be graduating from the program. None other than Gila Queen, Snow Fright, Smother Teresa, Bad Advice, Hex Mix, Holly Screw Ya, Riot Axe, The Nothing, Shockwave, Filipino, and Big Mac. They are going to leave very big feet to fill on the teams for next season. We also want to wish the best of luck to the Barbarian Librarian, who is moving away to Montana. Girl, skate your heart out once you get there. Thank you so much, and we wish them all the best of luck in all their future skating endeavors.
All right. So we've got the Undead Avengers ready to start a power jam. That is Rosemary's Baby. Oh, such power right to the inside. You got to protect that inside line. She noted that opening and takes it onto the lead jam.
Rosemary's Best knows about that inside line because she does a great job of holding control of it when not wearing the star. That is definitely the preferred route of jammers, as it is the shortest distance around the track.
And there they go. She is through a grand slam there. The Riveters setting up shop at the top of the pack. Bandit has served her penalty, and she is ready to head onto her scoring pass.
Rosemary's Baby calling off that jam very delicately, I might add. Just as a jammer as fast as Bandit came streaming out of the penalty box. Good reset for both teams.
All right, now here we go. It is Filipino and Bad Advice ready to square off.
Filipino right off that line, crashed in hard into that back wall of Undead. Bad Advice trying to carve out an answer on that inside line. Pano out, lead jammer.
And now Bad Advice, one to beat Big Mac. She's gonna have to let her go. And it is Bad Advice burning up the track. Oh, look at that. Great offense by Catnip, opening that inside line. I think Cannon Ballistic may have also been in on that. Just moving the Undead Avengers out of the way.
Very subtle, very fast, very efficient jam by the Riveters.
Now, I think this is a jam that we haven't seen yet. Joella DeVille squaring off against Rosemary's Baby. Oh, look at that. Smother Teresa just smothering Joella DeVille there initially.
Rosemary's Baby is out as lead jammer, pushing through a multiplayer balk. That call being assessed against Mace of Grace.
That's going to give the Undead Avengers an advantage. And Rosemary's Baby recognizing it right on through. 4-point pickup.
More like bulldozing through that outside line. Little bit of vulnerability on the outer edges of the walls are all hard-hitting blockers need to just smash their way through.
And here we go. It is Bad Advice taking the line with a big advantage. Cannon Ballistic and Big Mac having to let her go right onto the lead jam.
Holly Scree doing a great job of playing some last-ditch defense against big hitter Big Mac. Mischievous giving it a go also, helping Bad Advice out to pick up a grand slam, 5 points.
Boy, Big Mac had her in her sights. She was looking to put a big hit on her, but Bad Advice, so capable of keeping her feet, just shrugs it off. Another 5 points.
Mischievous's offense in this half is unbelievable. Very well timed, very potent, really having an impact. That one was a little bit less well planned, but hey, it happens to the best of us. Sometimes it's like there's an invisible banana peel on the track.
That's right.
What are you gonna do?
So at the end of that jam, 14 points for your Undead Avengers.
right, this is going to be an official timeout. Of course, that makes it a taco timeout. All this talk about tacos, if y'all aren't starving by now, I'm going to say it again. It's a taco timeout. Head on over to Porque No.
Here I am.
Porque Yes.
Oh, Porque Yes.
Delicious.
No.
I thought they were starting the game again.
All right, it looks like we were just getting all of our points and penalties squared away. We're going to get back to the gameplay with Filipino wearing the star for the Riveters, facing off against Trouble Clef.
Well, running up and down those stairs, that entitles me, I think, to one taco. Or a donut.
Pino right down the middle and out as lead jammer.
And there we go, Trouble Clef. Oh, Eenie Meenie just putting a nice block on, not able to keep her feet. She's going to have to reset and start again. Filipino able to skate right through a nice block set at the top of the pack by the Undead. 5-point pass.
Treble Clef just managing to work her way through that pack. Catnip and Joella having to let her go.
That's another 4 points picked up by Filipino. Looking over to the bench. Getting the signal to call it off. Does, and we are ready to start again. And here we go. Two big hitters, Joella DeVille and Rolls, Mary's Baby. Well played.
And
Ready?
it's a full lineup also.
A full lineup as well.
Full, fast, fierce, furious, Rosemary Baby charging right down the center of that wall of red.
Joella DeVille looking to the outside, now looking back inside, looking for just an inch of daylight. Locked up nicely.
Beautiful, subtle hit thrown by Big Mac, forcing Rosemary's Baby all the way to the back of the pack. Big Mac rejoining her wall and asserting herself on that inside.
Boy, Holly Scruya had her sights set on Joella DeVille, but Joella DeVille just escapes onto the lead jam.
Hard fought one. That was 35 seconds before lead jammer was established.
Boy, that was so nice. A quick toe stop pause by Joella DeVille here right past the jammer line, and then restarts immediately. 5 more points.
Undead Wall bracing to receive Joella, but she tiptoes around that outside.
Well, it was Wesley Crusher looking to put the brakes on there. Joella DeVille able to keep in and get 4 points. Another 9-point jam for your Little Red Riveters.
We have only about 10 minutes of gameplay till we see this Rosebud season come to a close. It's been really amazing watching all these skaters come up so fast and so hard. The future of roller derby, we say that a lot. It is no lip service, we really mean it. Timeout being called by the Undead Avengers. Coach Bellstar meeting her players on the track. Talk about what we're going to do for the next jam.
So it looks like Undead's gonna start one down. I think that's Snow Fright.
Let us continue.
Yes, we will. Let's pick up the bookmark and start again. It looks like bad advice. And 8:53, misdemeanor.
Bad advice going from the outside back to the in. Steamrolling her way through for lead jammer status. Bad advice for the Undead Avengers.
And here we go, misdemeanor. Headed out, having to step back in and reset. Now onto the scoring pass. But it is 4 points for bad advice.
If I know bad advice, she's hungry for more than brains. She's hungry for her opposing jammer's point. Take that and a handful more.
4 points for misdemeanor coming through. Riveters saying, if you can, I can too.
Wow, big last-ditch effort by Bandit Glam Magic to catch a little piece of bad advice. Whips right on off of her. And this is exactly what we would want, the Undead Avengers would want to see happen right now. Bad advice is the only jammer on the track at the moment. Great opportunity to try and drive up that score, narrow the lead, set very decisively by the Riveters.
Look at that apex jump right behind Catnip, 5 points.
Just for funsies, just to keep these last 9 minutes as exciting as possible.
That's right, look at that. Look at that awareness coming through the pack, finding the openings. A huge jam for the Undead Avengers. Let's hear it for bad advice. 27 points.
That was a 27-point jam by Bad Advice and her Undead Avengers.
And the Undead are going to keep the momentum up. It's looking like they're going to start in a power jam, sending Rosemary's Baby on out. And look at that at the top of the pack, picking it up. It's Eenie Meenie and Joella DeVille and Big Mac trying to put the brakes on.
Rosemary's Baby versus Big Mac. That is quite the matchup right there.
Yeah, nicely done. Joella DeVille took a tumble, able to reset and start again. Getting reinforcements here.
Rosemary's Baby looking for a path on that outside, going it alone. All right.
All right, so the Undead are going to have a power jam. Keep some momentum going. Riveters down 2.
Snowfright going it alone, wearing the star for the Undead Avengers, charging down the middle and then the outside, and ooh, just trying to eke her way to the in, but Filipino does a great job of holding that inside line.
And look at that. It is misdemeanor, serving a penalty, engaging the pack onto the lead jam. Great team defense, killing that penalty for just enough time for misdemeanor to slalom through.
And one more time, just for good measure, you know, when you're sitting in the penalty box, it feels like an eternity, but when your jammer comes shooting out and you didn't expect it, it's a couple seconds.
Yeah, and look at that. 4 more points for the Riveters. 2 for the Undead. We've got Mesa Grace squaring off against Bad Advice.
Full lineup. And we are shot out of a cannon. Bad Advice stepping her way through her own wall without impacting them to doing their job against Mace of Grace.
And there we go. Mace of Grace able to just squirt through the pack onto the lead jam.
Big Mac getting a little help from her friends to force Bad Advice out around that outside, but Bad Advice tiptoes around the in to work her way through.
Look at that. Big Mac having to let Bad Advice go. She turns immediately into the pack, calling the offense.
Once again, a very efficient jam for the Red Riveters, picking up 4 points to drive up their lead more, but also protecting themselves from penalty trouble. Again, we like to see another start with 5-on-5.
Just both of these teams so aware, so communicative as the action is unfolding. And there we go, Joella DeVille and Trouble Clef squaring off. And it's Joella DeVille onto the lead jam.
That wall is just taunting Trouble Clef, getting her to a standstill, goading her up to pick a little foot speed up, only to level her again out of the turn.
Oh, and look at that, Joella DeVille recognizing that the clearest path to 5 more points is on the outside, picks it up.
Red Riveters doing what they can to try and break a Star Cow pass, but it was successful. That is going to be Mischievous receiving the star for the Undead Avengers, but that jam is called to a halt.
A 9-point play. So it's Mace of Grace and Rosemary's Baby.
Less than 5 minutes of this game.
Riveters are going to have a 1 blocker advantage.
Both jammers a little bit slow to start, being very patient with their strategies, pulling the blockers off where they want them, but it is Mace of Grace out first and lead jammer.
And it looks like in the scrum, Rosemary's Baby has picked up a penalty, so she is going to sit, giving the Riveters a power jam, and it is a 5-point grand slam put up by Mace of Grace.
That Mace of Grace skating style, again, you know, she's not a very tall lady. You wouldn't necessarily expect that legs that length would whip her around as quickly as possible, but my goodness, I can't believe how short the distance is from one end of the track to the other one when Mace of Grace is jamming.
Oh, look at that, Snow Fright really putting the brakes on, trying to kill this penalty. Eventually has to let Mace of Grace go, and another 5 points.
Mace of Grace already up and about. Rosemary's Baby out of the penalty box and stopped behind a fierce red brick wall.
Boy, Mace of Grace saw a small opening on the outside, took it, is just skating so smoothly through this jam.
Rosemary's Baby stepping her way through the inside, tiptoeing around the out, but no, it is no good, being reabsorbed to the back of the pack, only to meet Mace of Grace there.
Look at that, just a red wall, just a brutal red wall. Big Mac and Eenie Meenie putting the brakes on.
Mace of Grace realizing just in time it was a track cut penalty. This will leave Rosemary's Baby as the only jammer on the track in a position to score points currently.
I don't know, I think that was a track cut by 2 wheels. But Big Mac beyond the point of no return there. She is going to have to go all the way around and now serve her penalty.
Well, Big Mac did bring a fan club with her, so it is only fair that she waved to her adoring fans, even if on the way to the penalty box. All right. We are going to check in and see what's going on.
What have we got going on here?
Someone's going to check in.
Penalty of some type.
All right, it looks like Mother Teresa was called to the penalty box in the last dying moments of that jam. So we are going to start up with a very slender pack out there. My goodness, that means that as this game comes to a close, we're going to start seeing everyone coming out of the penalty box right around the same time, returning to the action, making it a fun time party hour. The sun is shining for y'all that haven't realized it. We have almost 2 minutes left of gameplay. If you've been saving your voice or your energy until right now, let's hear it. That's amazing! That's doesn't matter who you're cheering for. We want to make some noise for the skaters on the track. Undead Avengers fans, let's hear it. Red Riveters fans, let's hear it. That was amazing. Getting back to the action, it is Bad Advice going it alone.
And it is Catnip and Joella DeVille looking to keep her locked up. And up she's onto the lead jam.
One blocker alone stands for the Little Red Riveters. Bad Advice gets an opportunity to do her homework on the straightaway. Another 5 point.
Mace of Grace served a penalty. She is headed back.
Bad Advice clearing her own teammates out of her way for another 4-point pass. Great blocking by Smother Teresa just as Mace of Grace hits her back.
Joella DeVille opening a hole there for Mace of Grace, letting her break through. Picking up 4 points.
Joella DeVille, the only blocker on the pack for Red Riveters, trying to play a little hand grenade offense. However, Mace of Grace is going to get called out on a track cut penalty.
That was a grand slam pickup there by Bad Advice, and now runs into a small brick wall. Catnip and Joella DeVille. And that's it for that jam. Woohoo!
Undead Avengers starting this jam in both a power jam scenario and with a slight blocker advantage. Holly Scruya is out for lead jammer. Crashing hard into that wall is going to lead to a penalty for Holly Scruya.
So Mace of Grace now has served her penalty. She is engaged at the back of the pack, looking to break through, and does.
This jam is going to go the full time. No lead jammers any longer. We now just watch the jam clock as Mace of Grace racks up another 5-point grand slam for her Riveters.
She saw that outside line and just took right to it, and now slaloming smoothly through. There we go, Rosemary's Baby, and Wesley Crusher trying to put the brakes on, but 5 more points for Mace of Grace.
Mace of Grace approaching an attempt to break yet another century mark. Beautiful offense coming in from Filipino in the process.
In the meantime, Snow Fright was able to put the lockdown on Mace of Grace, and looks like maybe a track cut called, and that'll do it.
All right, now we are in the unofficial score portion. We're gonna head on down to the track. Please steer clear of the main part of the track until we do have the official score up. We're gonna check in and hear who our MVP selections are for the game.
Who's gonna come down?
I'll be up here, I'll end it. Okay, fine.
Noise is killing me. All right, have fun.
All right, and that's the final score.
Final score, Red Riveters 297 to the Undead Avengers 180.
Let's give a big hand for such great roller derby.
Well fought game by both teams. Undead Avengers hit the track.
Magic Bunny, can you give me light? Magic Bunny, can you light. No, just let me have the light. What I wanted them to do. I was like, give me the light. Give me the light.
All right, great job, Undead Avengers. Give it up for them. We're going to give the teams a quick second to huddle up and pick on who their MVP skaters are. If we can get the teams to bring it in so we can put this game to bed.
I don't think that they want to give. I think they all feel like they are MVPs, and they all are. What an amazing bout. Let's hear it for This Is the Future of Roller Derby right here. The Little Red Riveters and Undead Avengers. I think we might have. Are we ready for some MVPs?
All right, Undead, have we selected our MVPs? Hi, how's it going? Great job tonight. Who have we selected for MVP blocker?
Ballistic cannon.
Ballistic Cannon, you are the MVP blocker as selected by your opponents. All right, and who have we selected for MVP jammer for the Riveters?
Mace of Grace.
Mace of Grace.
All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? So the MVP blocker is
Treble Clef.
Treble Clef. And your MVP jammer.
Holly Screw Ya.
Holly Screw. Your MVP jammer for the Undead Avengers.
Wow, this was an amazing way of rounding out the Rosebud season. Thank you so much for being here today for the championships. We would not have wanted to do it without you. Thank you so much to everyone that participated, all the volunteers. On behalf of myself, Napoleon Dolomite, as well as Magic Pony Power Hour, we want to say thank you so much for being here. Make sure to pick up some merch on your way out. Continue to support Juniors Roller Derby wherever you can. We're so grateful for your support, and we look forward to seeing you again. Until then, go home.